What's up, everyone? Welcome to Fulfillment Project. Today, I'm putting out a big idea. Plan your life or lose it. I've been really compelled over the last several years, and especially over the last several months, about people not planning, not using a task planner or a monthly planner or a weekly planner or a year planner. How can we expect to achieve anything if we're not putting it down on paper and working towards it? The older I get, the more I realize nothing happens by accident. So without further ado, my big idea on planning your life or losing it. Ideas to organize the chaos. If you want to live a life brimming with purpose, progress, and joy, there's one habit that stands above the rest. Planning. Planning your year, month, week, and day is the most effective way to take charge of your life and make things happen. If you're okay with coasting into mediocrity, though, just skip the plan and toss out the task list. Without a plan, you're letting life's chaos call the shots, reacting to demands instead of shaping your own. Planning isn't one size fits all. There's no perfect system, just the one that works for you. I've tried the digital apps, fancy planners, you name it. Right now, I'm loving a mostly paper-based system by Intelligent Change, but I pair that with a Google Calendar and some apps for like grocery lists and stuff with my wife. There's something so satisfying about the inefficiency of my paper-based planner, writing priorities and checking off tasks. Taking the time between tasks to take my eyes off the screen and look to my paper planner to strategize on my next move. But I'm not rigid about it. I sync up with a digital work and family calendar to keep my life in harmony. There's no magic bullet. The act of planning itself is the key. Find your groove and make it yours. You might have to test out a couple things before you find what works with your personality and your daily life. Sometimes it takes a little while. You can't find the right fit, though, if you don't start trying. Life seasons change and planning needs change. I've gone through this. Embrace it and optimize for your life and needs as they evolve. Why planning works? Well, the science says so. I felt the reality of the strong impact planning has in my life, and it's reassuring to know that the science backed up my lived experience. Here are 3 reasons why planning beats winging it. 1, planning supercharges productivity and goal success. That's from a 2018 study in Psychological Bulletin. Number 2, planning calms your mind and reduces stress. That's from a 2017 study from the Journal of Applied Psychology. And reason number 3, planning builds discipline and focus. That's from a 2019 study in Frontiers in Psychology. If you go to my Substack, I've got all those research papers linked there if you want to see more. Timeless wisdom on planning. Some of history's greatest minds knew the magic of planning. I'm going to tell you 2, and then I'm going to list a bunch more at the bottom of the article. Benjamin Franklin said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." If you haven't heard a parent or a coach tell you that 100 times, I don't know. I feel like I've heard that so many times. His words, they're a wake-up call. Success doesn't just happen. It must be intentional. No one trips into success. And the people you see that do trip into success, like lottery winners, how long does that success last for? You need to build up the foundation so that when success comes, you can manage it. Dwight Eisenhower says, "Plans are nothing. Planning is everything." Eisenhower recognizes that plans might shift, but the process of planning keeps you sharp and adaptive while continually making progress. Oh man, there are so many other quotes. I put them at the bottom for you to read through. Planned days are my best days. This is a very personal topic for me. The Zig Ziglar Performance Planner changed my life from mediocrity and getting beaten down every day to giving me hope in the midst of the desert. It took over a year of planning to get out of that desert and many years to start achieving major wins. But without that planner, I don't know where I'd be today. My best days, the ones where I feel on top of the world, are the days I start with a clear plan. I know my priorities, I've budgeted time for what matters, and I end the day with peace. My worst days? I bet you've been here too. Those are the ones where I stumble through work constantly reacting, getting to the end, and I wonder, what did I even accomplish today? What did I do? 9 times out of 10, those are the days I didn't plan. Without a roadmap, I'm just reacting, swamped by emails, distractions, and someone else's agenda. A major focus recently on many of my long-form podcasts has been consistency, and planning falls in line with what we've been talking about. You don't have to be perfect. Miss a day, a week, that's okay. Whatever. Just get back on the horse. Start today, or better yet, plan for tomorrow. There's a calm clarity in the evening that makes it easier to map out tomorrow's priorities. When the chaos of a new day hits, it's tough to find your footing without a plan. Weaving work and life, the integrated plan. Planning is for your whole life. Work and personal life are deeply intertwined, like the threads of a beautiful tapestry. The gains you make in one can lift up the other. A breakthrough in your personal goals, like running a 5K, losing weight, or building something beautiful with wood, can boost your confidence at work. Likewise, executing on a big project at work can give you the energy to start a hobby you've been neglecting. If you're like many people, you might not have thought about personal goals or hobbies in a while. It's normal to get caught up in the grind. But here's a gentle nudge from your friend Andy. Take time for quiet reflection. Ask yourself 3 penetrating questions. What do I want to do? Who do I want to be? What do I want to have? These questions can form the foundation for rediscovering your personal aspirations outside of work. My wife and I do this exercise every year, and it's been a game changer. She came up with it a few years ago during a retreat we took, staying in this beautiful treehouse. We were lying on a net strung across the ceiling, 15 feet of space below us, between us and the floor, when she asked me those 3 questions. Andy, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What do you want to have? We jotted our answers down in an iPhone note. We revisited them throughout the year, and it's been so powerful that we've made it an annual tradition. It's brought incredible clarity and fruit to our family and personal lives, helping us align our plans with our deepest desires. The no time excuse and the life-changing exceptions. I hear constantly, I don't have time for my hobbies, or I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. When I ask how they plan their months, weeks, or days, the answer is often silence. They don't. The only reasonable exception, if you just welcomed a newborn or faced a tragic loss, you get all the grace in the world. Those early days are a whirlwind, and I give a lot of grace to folks who go dark until they resurface. But for everyone else, the no time excuse just doesn't cut it. And I bet it comes down to simply not taking the time to plan. You don't have enough time to not plan. I heard this story. In the bustling chaos of Calcutta, India, an excited priest ready to serve the poorest of the poor told Mother Teresa that they had so much work to do tending to the sick and feeding the hungry that they had no time to pray their holy hour. Mother Teresa, with her quiet wisdom, replied, "Because you have so much to do, you must take time to pray." And instead of 1 hour, she made the whole group pray for 2 hours. She knew that prayer was the anchor that gave clarity and strength to their mission. Similarly, when life feels like a whirlwind of tasks and responsibilities, that's exactly when you need to pause and plan. The busier you are, the more urgently you need a roadmap to prioritize, focus, and align your efforts with what truly matters. Just as prayer-centered Mother Teresa's work, planning transforms overwhelming demands into purposeful progress. Reflecting plus planning equals your superpower. On my long-form podcast, available on Substack, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, subscribe, 5-star, thumb up, shameless plug there. I talk a lot about reflection. The most successful people I know take time to think deeply about their lives. But reflection without action is just daydreaming. The magic happens when you turn those thoughts into something tangible. Want to lose weight? Don't just muse about it. Write it down. How much weight? By when? What's the plan? Put it on your calendar and make it happen. Planning is about progress, not perfection. You'll either move closer to your goal, which fuels your fire, or hit obstacles that teach you to pivot. Maybe you need to double down on your effort or tweak your goal or timeline. Both outcomes are victorious. Big, bold goals are exciting, but if they're too rigid, they can zap your spirit. Stay flexible. Adjust the goal or the timeline as needed, but keep moving forward. Busting the $1 million idea myth. We've all met someone with the $1 million idea, but here's the truth. Ideas are a dime a dozen. The difference between dreamers and doers, the doers plan and they act. A plan turns a spark of inspiration into reality, one deliberate step at a time. Your next step, start today, plan for tomorrow. Consistency in planning is our ticket to an extraordinary life. Whether you love a sleek digital app, a trustworthy notebook, or a mix like me, find a system that clicks for you. Plan your year, your month, your week, your day. Write it down to make it real. Don't let yourself drift into mediocrity. Take the reins. Start today. Plan for tomorrow and step into the life you want to live. In the article, I've got 10 additional quotes on planning below, and then some books that I've used throughout my life and I keep coming back to in times of darkness and struggle that help pull me out of the funk and get me back planning and back on track. I hope you enjoyed. Please share with a friend. Please subscribe. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for listening to Fulfillment Project. If you got something out of this episode, please share it with a friend or 100 friends. You can subscribe to Fulfillment Project on Substack, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Please rate us 5 stars and leave a comment. See you all next time.